Hey everybody. Alright, we've got a fun drawing today. It is a kiwi. So this is the example. We'll come back to this, but you can see I made mine red and green. You can make them whatever colors you like. Kiwis are actually grayish brown, but you can make them whatever color you want. Also, we've got two kinds of kiwis. We've got kiwi the fruit and kiwi the bird. So let's get started with some practice. So just pull out a piece of paper. This will be to practice the shapes that we need to make the drawing. The first thing I want to start with is a type of line. So you know how to draw a straight line from one point to another, right? But what if we had 2 points and we wanted to draw a feathery line from here to here? Let me show you what a feathery line looks like. It's easiest for me to draw it this way, so I'm going to do that. The lines kind of go out in slightly different directions, but overall you end up at the same point. That's a feathery line. Let's try another one. Let's try a curved feathery line from here to here. It's going to curve up. So what you do is you make a short straight line and then you go back to before the beginning of your line and make another line. Alright, so that's going to come in handy at the end of the drawing. We're going to add a feathery line all around the kiwi to make it look like it has sort of those fuzzy feathers that it has. Alright, next we're going to practice a shape. So this shape is almost like a chicken drumstick. It is round on one end, and then it has a longer part. You could say it's pear-shaped. Longer part that's also round, but it's a little bit smaller than this round part, and the two round parts connect together. There's a couple different ways you could draw this shape. Whatever way you draw it, you want to make sure that you draw really lightly, because you see, if I draw really lightly, I can erase and it goes away. But if I draw really dark and then I decide that it's too small or it's in the wrong spot and I want to erase it, it won't go away. So make sure that you draw very lightly. So let me show you a couple different ways to make this pear shape. One is to draw a circle and then draw a smaller circle and then connect them and then erase the lines in between. There we go, and then you might have to go back over it again to get the whole outline well drawn. Okay, so there's one. Let's try another way of doing it. You could draw two U shapes. This is going to be an upside down pear shape because we're drawing two kiwis. One is facing down, the other is facing up. So you draw one big U shape and then you flip it and draw another U shape that's facing completely the other direction right over here. And then you connect them with two curvy lines. Alright, so there's two ways of drawing the shape that will become the kiwi. So let's get started. We're going to start with one kiwi that's over here, and it's going to be about this big. Another kiwi over here, and it'll be this big. We don't want them to be too huge because then they'll take up the whole paper. So go ahead and put a mark at about the halfway point. That's just to show you that your kiwi needs to fit in this side of the paper, the first one at least. Now we're going to draw that shape. Let's start with a very simple pear shape, and then we're going to change the shape just a little bit. Okay, so we've got our two circles. Now we're going to connect the two circles like this. Now I want you to do something. I want you to go ahead and erase the top of the big circle just a little bit and flatten it out like that. And then erase just a little bit off the bottom here and flatten it out just a little bit. There. So that's shaped a little bit more like a kiwi. Next, we're going to draw two straight lines that go this direction, and that's going to make the beak. They have a tiny bit of curve to them. Alright, now stop there. Don't add too much detail. We're going to change the shape of the head just a little bit. We'll just make this curve a little bit more back to there. Alright, that should do it. Now we can erase the head, or the lines on the head and the neck to make it look like all one big shape. And we'll stop there for now. We're going to come back to this kiwi. For now, let's do the other kiwi over on this side. So you can see we stayed inside this half of the paper, and it's not way up near the corner, it's not way down near the bottom. It fits nicely right on that part of the page. Okay, let's draw the other kiwi. The other kiwi has its head and neck pulled in a little bit, so the big circle is going to be a little bit closer than the small circle. You can go ahead and make this circle come up almost to the level of this kiwi's head so that it's standing around the same area as the first kiwi that we drew. Alright, next I want you to draw another little circle right here and then connect them like that. Now this connecting line is very short. The one we have to draw over here is a little bit longer. Alright, next we can erase the two lines that connect the kiwis. And this one's not going to really have any flattening parts because it's all scrunched up, so this kiwi looks a little bit more like a ball, whereas this one that's stretched out, we had to kind of flatten a couple parts out to make it look like it was stretching. Alright, next we'll put the beak on here, just like that. Now it's time to add the legs to the kiwis. So we're going to add, let's see, one leg goes right here. Now to draw the legs, you might remember from last week we did a rocket ship with these kinds of lines. This week the legs are going to be the opposite, concave lines like this. So the first part of the leg is made of two concave lines, one set right there and the other set just to the right of it, like this. Okay, now let's do that on this kiwi. This kiwi gets a little extra part to its leg. It looks like almost like a triangle with the bottom tip of it flat. And then we're going to add concave lines and another set of concave lines back here to make the feet. Okay, so it looks like this kiwi has ended up much higher on the page than this one. So what we can do to fix that is, after we draw the feet, we'll draw a little rock or something here that he's standing on just to fix that. So first let's finish drawing the feet. To draw the feet, we're going to need to draw a simple shape. It goes like this: up, across, down, and a wavy line on the bottom. That is something like a kiwi foot. So let's try it facing the other way because we're going to need to draw it both ways. You can just start with that little flat line on the top and then go down to this side and down to that side, and a wavy line on the bottom. Alright, so let's put this onto the kiwi's legs. We've got one foot that goes this way, wavy line on the bottom, and one foot that goes the other way, wavy line on the bottom. Alright, now it's time to draw this kiwi's feet. Same thing. You can draw that flat line on the top, goes this way and this way, and there's a wavy line on the bottom. Last foot, we're going to have this one facing this way. It crosses over just a little bit, but we can fix that. Just erase there. Alright, good. Now we've got feet on both our kiwis. Let's draw the kiwi fruit. So the kiwi fruit is going to be right about here, and we're just going to start with a circle. Now on the right side of the circle, we're going to add a little U shape, like that. This part's going to be brown, and this part's going to be green with black spots and white in the middle once we color it. Alright, let's give this kiwi right here something to stand on, like a rock. We'll just add a little line in the background that comes down to here and continues this way. Alright, next we need a little line to show where this kiwi is sitting. And we'll finish the background with a line that goes off in that direction. Good, now we've got somewhere for them to stand. We're going to add the eyes. So one eye goes right here, just a little circle, and the other eye goes right here. Okay, next it's time to color. So let's switch it up. This time I'm going to have one purple kiwi, and we'll see what the other color is going to be. But I'm going to start with purple here. So we talked about that feathery line. What I want you to do is go along the edge of your kiwi and draw feathery lines just like we talked about with your marker. And this will help the kiwi have some texture around its edges so that you can tell how fuzzy it is. Little extra fur right there. You don't have to have color on every single bit of the outline. There can be spaces where it's white. That's no big problem. Alright, let's finish this up on the bottom side here. Good. Next, we're going to draw the feet. All you need to do is outline. You can give it a little claw there at the end if you want. And a claw, well, I don't want to do a claw in the back as well. Okay. And we're going to give it some stripes on the legs. This helps it look like it has scales. Next, let's switch out with a black marker real quick. This black marker is going to be for a couple of things. One is for the beak, and the other is to fill in the eye. You can give it whatever kind of eye you want. If you want to give it a more shiny eye by leaving one part of this white or something like that, you can do that too. Alright. You know what? Let's take the black and outline that. Yeah, let's outline that step that we drew earlier that the kiwis are standing on. Now, if you drew your kiwis at the same level, you won't have to draw this step. It's just something I added in there because this kiwi was way above that one, and so we needed something to even that out. Alright, let's move on to the next kiwi. I think we'll make this one blue. Here we go, another feathery line. Alright, next we're going to add a little line right in here coming up from the back leg. Just a short one. And we'll continue this furry line down here. All the way up to the beak. And let's draw those feet. Add some claws onto the front and back. Next, we're going to take that black out again and add a beak. And color in that eye. Okay, so there's two more things I'd like to do. This kiwi right here is kind of scrunched up with its head facing inwards a little bit, and that causes the feathers to bunch up right here around its neck. So what you can do if you want to show that in your drawing is add a couple of feathery lines right along that area. And this kiwi is more stretched out, so it doesn't quite have the same look, but it does have a couple of lines right here if you want to add them to show where its neck ends and its body begins. Right now it's time to add the kiwi. So what I like to do for the kiwi is to leave a little area in the center. We're going to leave that white, and we'll just color this in light green if you have it. If not, any old regular green will do. We'll just color the outside of the circle on the kiwi green. Then we get our black marker and add some dots right in here. Good. Next, we're going to get brown and color the side of the kiwi. Brown, and then we'll just take that brown all the way around it. And we're pretty much done. I think one thing that I might do is add a little shadow right here under the kiwi. And if there's anything you guys would like to do, like maybe adding more things into the background, whatever you want to do, you go right ahead and make this drawing your own. Make the colors your own. Have fun with it. Alright, talk to you guys later.